Here's a paint update. I spent a couple of days stripping the paint off the back of the camper and filling holes. Took all the reflectors off, filled holes, filled a lot of holes around the tail where the tail lights will go, and then sanded, and then I got some paint to try. I got some Rust-Oleum, that's a primer and gloss white paint in one. I just got one can of that, and I painted as far as that would go, and it did okay. The surface of the aluminum itself has got a lot of imperfections and dents, so it's not going to be showroom. It's not going to be perfect, but it took a pretty long time to strip. So what I did today was I took this back section and just sanded with my little electric orbital sander. Sanded, and then with that, and then I hand sanded with some sanding blocks, some different grits of the sanding blocks, and ended up with a 220 to try to get the surface as smooth as possible. And then I put a primer, a white primer on, and then a white gloss on, and it did okay. I think I'm going to continue with the sanding because it went much faster, and I think the results are adequate. And I think if I can get a good basic job on the white, I think when I paint the stripe on each side and on the front red, I think that'll really look nice. Alright, I want to give a little bit of an update on the painting situation. I did some sanding tonight on the green stripes on the front and on this side. I was planning on painting those, or at least some of that, but the bugs are too bad. The bugs would get in it if I tried to paint it at night with this light on it, so I'm not going to do that tonight. But show you what we did last night, or yesterday afternoon. Alright, like I said earlier, I went from the stripping method of getting the paint off to sanding, and sanding the green went pretty fast. I think it had a primer under it, and we just sanded it the best we could. It has a texture on it, and then the diamond shape, so we just sanded that best we could, and masked it off, and painted it late yesterday afternoon. Actually got 2 coats out of 1 can. It's a Rust-Oleum, I think it said 2X. I think it was supposed to be twice the coverage, so that did pretty well. Alright, I haven't taken any videos in a few days, so here's a little update on what's been going on. I've got the red painted on both sides and the front. And I think that's the final coat. I put 2 good coats. The red went on pretty good, pretty heavy, pretty thick coat, so I think that's what's going to work. And got a coat of white on the back, and I think that's going to be good. I might need to touch up a little bit more, but I got the back painted white, and so let's see, I started taking out this front window, getting ready to sand down and paint the front, and when I did, I found that the bottom, the piece of 2x2 that's under this window, the piece that goes in the middle, and the piece that goes on either side were kind of rotten. This is the one that was in the middle. Had to cut it in 2 to get it taken out. So I had already pieced it on the end, but I'm glad I found that it was the way it was, so I could go ahead and get that fixed, get one piece back in there. So here's a shot from the inside, just showing where I'm going to have to replace this upright, this piece all along here, the other upright, and then right in the middle there's an upright that goes there. So I'll replace those, get it all back together, and start back on the outside sanding. Okay, let me first say that I am really tired of sanding. And I've got this side, all the white sanded, and the front sanded. And it may not seem like a lot, but I spent a lot of time sanding. And I didn't get it perfect either, but the most of it's done. So now I'm gonna be getting ready to clean it all and mask it and paint it, and I'm really looking forward to that.